My sustained investigation is on the topic of loss. I began with asking the question, how is loss present in our lives? This became the inspiration and guiding question for my portfolio. For artistic style and technique, I use a lot of cross-hatching, and I focus on the importance of color throughout my works. Moreover, I feel that I have a more impressionistic style that can be seen through my paintings and my emphasis on stylized mark making. I have also experimented with techniques such as collage and photocopying. Regarding materials, I have used a variety of mediums, including acrylic paint, charcoal, watercolor, oil pastels, and Posca pens, among others. This topic relates to me and my lived experience because I feel that myself, along with those around me, have experienced loss throughout their lives in some way or another. In specific, I was firstly inspired and felt connected to this topic through losing loved ones in my life. I feel that the death of a family member truly encapsulates loss and became the jumping-off point from which I started my portfolio. Additionally, another way this relates to myself would be through my own experiences of adolescence and growing up. Within my works, I displayed how we lose a piece of ourselves to our childhood. The memories can stay with us, but we still have to grapple with the fear that we must leave behind a part of ourselves once we grow up. I also believe that loss is a very universal experience and will be apparent from the present into the future of my own life. Thus, I wanted to portray this idea in my art. The messages I'm communicating to the audience will be that of loss throughout the periods of life, and that they can be represented through the lens of artistic expression. I want the viewer to understand that loss is a common experience, and so that even through this grief and sadness, there is solidarity in the fact that everyone experiences these feelings. Adding on to this, the primary emotions that are apparent in my series would be that of sadness, heartache, and grief. From the start of my investigation until now, my ideas have definitely changed. In fact, I initially wanted my portfolio to be on the topic of childhood and how we lose childhood innocence, joy, and wonder throughout our lives. Instead, I worked this idea into my final sustained investigation. Overall, through the process of my portfolio, I feel that I've been successful in playing to my strengths when working with planning and creating sketchbook pages, as well as working with techniques like cross-hatching and materials such as acrylic that I am more well-versed in. On the other hand, I'm proud of how the pieces that are products of experimenting turned out. For this portfolio, I learned how to draw hands, finally developed how to layer watercolor properly, and worked with materials that I haven't used a lot, such as charcoal, oil pastels, and Posca pens. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy a few of the pieces from my portfolio.